Insalubrious. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Just catching up on one of the classics, you know. That reminds me, I have something for you. Check that out. So I asked somebody on Reddit, like, what album should I do next? And, you know, I've got all of these planned out. But they were like, no, you should do Oddments. So I was like, yeah, I should. I should actually do that one next. So today I'm going to be making a quick little video on It's Got Old and Hot Wax. It's Got Old is on a D. Hot Wax is on a D flat, which I don't have. So I'm going to play it on a D, but it should sound roughly the same. So I'm actually going to start off with Hot Wax because it's easier, even though it comes second in the album. And it's just going to be a bunch of 4 draws, and then the last one's bent. And you're going to do that 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and then on the last one, da-na-na-na, it should be 2 4 draws, 5 blow, and then I've done a 4 draw and a 5 draw at the same time, so it should sound kind of dirty, you know, like instead of just one hole. And of course, like everything on this album is at an amp, so you can kind of tell he's kind of playing a little sloppy in some place, and it sounds kind of good. I'll go ahead and, you know, for this song, I'll say 4 and 5. That's, you know, what I'm going to write it down as. But for the other songs, I'll probably do it with individual notes, but then I'll say, yeah, but Ambrose plays kind of 2 at the same time on this song, so I'll write, you know, I'll write it both ways. So Hot Wax should start with a 4 draw, of course, but it should start very quiet and then get louder and then a bend. And then you repeat that. So it should sound like this. And at the end there, I just 2 4 draws, 5 blow, 4 and 5. Pretty easy. And of course, that's on a D flat, not a D. I'm playing it on a D harmonica. Up next is It's Got Old, which is on a D harmonica. And so there's a bunch of stuff that's kind of played at the same time, like I said, but I'm just going to go ahead and write it both ways. So I'll try to play it as distinct notes first. So, you know, to begin with, there's just this, I can't really tell if it's a 1 and 2 blow or a 1 and 2 draw, but it starts off kind of like before we go into 2 draw, bent, and then I have 2 draw, 3 blow, and then a 3 draw that gets bent down, and then a 3 blow. 3 blow and 2 draw are the same note, so I swapped them out because I think it's easy for me to play it that way, but you don't have to play it that way. Just know that, and, you know, play it however you want. So that should sound like this. So at some point I switched over to the 3. Right there. And that's just so that I can be on the 3 hole whenever I would need to draw, and I don't have to like switch over. And also breath management. It's good to blow so that you can then draw and then blow again. You know, make sure you don't run out of breath or something, or fill your lungs too much. So the next part is gonna be 2 draw, bent 2 draw, and then a 1 draw. So that should sound like this. A little bit like that. The next part I have written down as, it's basically a 3 blow, and then a 3 draw, and then a 3 blow, and then a 4 blow. So you're going to do a 3 blow, draw, blow, and then slide over to 4. And the way that Ambrose does it, I believe I can hear a little bit of some 2 and 3. And then some 3 and 4 there at the end. But I'll just play it, you know, 3 and 4. It should sound kind of like that. And then next we're going to do a bunch of 4 draws. There's 3 of them. And then slide over to the 5 draw, back to the 4, and then to the 3. And then we're going to end that section with what I think is just a really bent 3 and 4 hole. If you can bend both 2 holes at once, it should sound kind of like. And then, of course, that leads into the same pattern over again. This time we're just doing, 2 draws, bending 1, and then another 2 draw. And then whenever I go to the 3 blow, I'm actually going to just open my mouth a little bit wider and blow on both the 2 and 3, just a little bit. But you can just play it as 3 blow like it was in the first one. If you don't care about, being that accurate to the song. 3 draw, bend it down, 3 blow. So that should sound exactly like the first part. So then next I've got 2 draw, bent 2 draw, and then instead of just a 1 draw, I've got a 1 and 2 kind of clumped together. But it was a 1 in the beginning, so you could just play it as a 1, or you can play it as both. So that should sound like this. And then, of course, we slide into a 2 and 3 blow, or just a 3. 3 draw, 3 blow, and then a 4 blow, or 3 and 4. And then we've got 4 draw, and then this time instead of distinctly playing the 5, I just kind of slide over into it, and then back to the 4, and then a 3 draw. And then we're going to end all of that with a very loud hand vibrato 4 draw, which quickly turns into a 4 and 5, or you could just leave it as a 4. But I'm going to do it as a 4 and 5. So I also kind of like to bend it a little bit, but that's just me. But you can hear the difference between whenever it turns from just 4 into 4 and 5. I'm just opening up my mouth from this to this. So here's the whole song from the top. So that was It's Got Old and Hot Wax from Oddments by King Gizzard and the Wizard. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you're looking to learn how to play it on harmonica, it should be roughly what it is. I'm not saying that, what I wrote down is correct, and exactly what was played. It's close enough for me. So there you go. Oh, and one more thing before you go. How about that too? Why don't you leave a comment saying that you claimed the code if you did, just so we know, people don't keep trying. But I'm going to get back to my book, and I'll see y'all in the next video.